Some background information on breast milk and microbiota. Mothers are important in regulating the microbiota in the gut. After birth, infant gastrointestinal tracts, which are sterile, get inoculated with microbes from their mother's breast milk. The gut microbiota goes from being a simple community with a few bacterial groups to turning into adult microbiota that are very diverse. The gut microbiota is developed through regulations of environmental factors and host factors. Some of the host factors that are associated with this are innate and adaptive immunity. In formula-fed and breastfed infants, the composition of their gut microbiota is just slightly different. When an infant is breastfed, the mother gives him antibodies like SIGA. These antibodies are the first of the antigen-specific immunity to go into their intestinal tract. A compelling amount of SIGA antibodies that are in the mother's breast milk are actually targeting microbes in her gastrointestinal tract. Those microbes will help build up the microbiota in the infant's gut. More information is needed to find how breastfeeding affects the gut microbiota in older children and adults in the long term. My first aim is we will compare the roles of SIGA in breast milk on microbiota. My second aim is we will determine if SIGA in breast milk has any long-term effects on microbiota. My hypothesis for the first aim is if SIGA is introduced to infants through breast milk, then the gut microbiota will be in homeostasis with the immune system. My hypothesis for the second aim is if breast milk antibodies like SIGA have an effect on microbiota in infancy, then the SIGA will cause the gut microbiota to have long-term effects from infancy to adulthood. The experimental design and methods that will be used to test the hypothesis. Mice with a targeted deletion in the PIGR gene are gathered. The PIGR plus minus mouse that are bred with a PGR minus minus mouse make PIGR plus minus and PIGR minus minus offspring. Enough female mice would be gathered to produce two sets of 2 by 2 by 2 in groups of 6. The control would be the endogenous SIGA inside the mice. An analyzation of the composition of the fecal microbiota and PIGR plus minus offspring of PIGR plus minus and PIGR minus minus dams at weaning around 3 weeks of age. The same mice around 10 weeks of age when they reach adulthood would have their fecal microbiota analyzed throughout the experiment. Blood will be drawn to examine whether or not the gut microbiota is staying in homeostasis with the immune system in the mice.